Hello, everybody, and welcome back out on this limb. I am Papa Odin, and with me we have Hunter Girl.
Hello, everyone.
And the only guest we can get hold of, Kaiser Snek.
Yep, I'm back again.
Swear, man, you're on here more often than some of us regular members. It's almost like we want you here or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, it is October here, and well, it should be October elsewhere. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Spoopy times.
Yeah!
Whoa!
What the hell was that?
My
my
throat.
insanity leaving my body years ago. It's fine. It's in a corner.
Was that the trumpet playing skeleton?
Yeah. Whatever you want to call my insanity, you can call him that if you want.
Alrighty. Yeah, so we're sticking with the theme this time around. We've got our scary stuff where it is Halloween. We will be also featuring things from the Inktober channel on Twisted's Discord this time around.
Whether it actually stays on topic is a whole nother question.
Oh yeah, knowing us.
Oh yes, especially for me.
So, being our resident Hunter horror scary person, take it away, Hunter Girl.
All right. So, seeing how it's Halloween or it's coming up to be Halloween, and it's getting in that spooky feeling, I feel like we should talk about some of the things that have happened in the past, like for example, serial killers.
Oh yes, so cheerful.
Hey!
I know. Like I just imagined a straight face, and
exactly.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I mean, that's what's so interesting is that you get to learn about these types of people. You get to learn what happened, how did they act, and with Netflix now, with like for example Ted Bundy, who actually seems to be number one on the list, was known for cannibalism.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that
and
was
he
The
used.
fact that you said that with a laugh mildly scares me.
Well, essentially, like for Ted Bundy and everything, he used his charm and his persuasion of others to like cull them into a sense of security, and then would like go for it and everything.
Well, you hear that, kids? If someone's being nice to you, you better stab them. They might be a serial killer.
No stabbing, only slightly maiming so they can't run away.
Okay, now it's getting a little creepy.
Sorry,
I
used to work in a horror house once, so I'm used to being spoopy.
But yeah, so you said Ted Bundy's at the top of that list you found?
Yep. He's like the most.
Well, what's it rated by? Is it like world serial killers or most known?
It's like by a psychology kind of thing.
Okay.
And
I'm looking at like the most prolific was Luis Garavito.
Yeah,
in
and
Colombia,
this is also a list of the most deranged serial killers.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Like for example, Jeffrey Dahmer's in here.
Fuck, Dahmer. That was the original Leatherface, wasn't he?
Milwaukee cannibal.
Oh.
Convicted of murdering 17 young men over a 14-year period. Oh.
Jeffrey
okay.
Dahmer.
Oh my. I'm just reading over what Jeffrey Dahmer did. I'm like, yeah, we're aware he ate people, but he did more than just that.
Share.
Oh, he had army service.
Well, mainly it would be men he would murder, but he wouldn't just murder them. He would dismember them. He would rape them. Like things that you normally wouldn't What the fuck, Star?
Convictions: first-degree murder, child molestation, indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and public intoxication.
Thank you.
Criminal penalty: 16 life terms.
Damn.
And you know what's interesting? How Jeffrey Dahmer died? He was beaten to death in prison in 1994.
Yeah,
The
homicide,
year my
severe
sister was
head
born.
trauma. Oh my god, your sister's a reincarnation.
I mean,
Run
she is
away.
pretty fucked up.
Run away.
I embrace it at this point.
Oh.
It seems I seem to notice a trend here. Typically, derangement comes with cannibalism.
Well, here's one. Like
Actually,
he's not high on the list, but everyone knows Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. But a bit of a segue, there's actually a proven medical condition that stems from eating human flesh.
Yeah, it actually like
And that's probably why so many really deranged people are also cannibals.
yeah.
Hmm.
I can't remember what it is, but it's something similar to like the mad cow disease.
Yeah, it's something that goes on in the brain.
Yeah.
So kind of a prion type illness gets in the brain, fucks with your head.
Yeah. And it comes from eating humans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
God damn it, Odin.
I thought I had that muted.
You never have it muted every fucking time. Oh!
Oh?
I'm just going through the list and there's like one deranged murderer that he was a wealthy knight and a lord and a leader in the French army.
Are you really surprised they're the French?
That's fair.
I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry if there's anyone French watching this.
I think his name is Gilles de Ras, and that's Gilles de Rais.
It'd be Guise de Ris, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Gilles de Rais. Thank you.
Gilles de Las.
Or yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
much
Let's see how
French.
you
it's
pronounce
Gilles
it.
de Rais. But
Gilles
yeah.
de Retz.
This was between 1432 and 1433.
Oh my god, he was a companion in arms of Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No wonder
Yeah.
they thought she was crazy.
Yeah. Like, this is insane for reading.
Death by hanging.
Till thine feet stop kicking.
But, like, it's so interesting to look at all the different types of murder.
He was really intelligent, apparently.
Yeah. And of course, for some reason, most murderers, they rape.
Yep.
That's just another day at the butcher shop there.
For him, it was at least 40 children. At
Oh,
least
Jesus
Damn.
fuck.
that were
Damn.
found naked in his estate from 1437. That's when they found all the boys in his estate.
Okay, so
That's
fucked up.
That's interesting for him. That's for sure.
Apparently he was also involved in the occult.
Oh, which occult? Or just a general occult?
Just general the occult.
Okay.
He sent out Blanquette, a priest, based on what I'm reading, to find people who knew alchemy and demon summoning.
Oh, okay.
He attempted to summon a demon named Baron.
Oh. I just found another one that seems interesting. John Wayne Gracie. He was
I feel like I've
nicknamed
heard
the
that name.
Killer Clown. Bogo the Clown.
John Wayne.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a long time. It was there was a something I think it was supposed to be analyzing just clowns in media in general, I think.
Yeah, he's the reason why so many people have been afraid of clowns since then. And that
Right.
with the I think it was about 2 years ago with the killer clown thing coming back up.
Oh god, that.
Yeah. That was what was that?
it was essentially people taking inspiration from John Wayne
Yeah.
and wanting to reinvent him in a way. But I don't know
Wonderful.
if anyone really looked into John Wayne Gracie, but the reason why he was nicknamed the Killer Clown is because his job was attending children's birthday parties and at charitable events as Bogo the Clown.
Okay, so his convictions were 1 count of sodomy, 33 counts of murder, 1 count of sexual assault, 1 count of indecent liberties with a child. He died with 12 counts on March 13th, 1980.
Yeah.
Officially executed or killed in prison?
No, he was executed
Officially executed by a lethal injection.
on May of
10th,
1994.
The fact that some of these people can survive that long, knowing the stereotypes you hear about how if you do anything with a kid and you get gone to prison, you're DOA.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah, but back then,
Well, even back then, they probably put him in his own cell.
to keep him away from being literally killed,
Yeah.
because if you are a convicted murderer and you have done things to children, you have to be isolated, or else you will be killed in prison.
It's not even murder.
Yeah.
If you've done anything involving children, you are
A dead man.
Yeah. I think there was one guy who I think he was a child molester, and they found him dead one day with I think 16 broom handles stuck up his
Asshole.
Yeah. He had something like 16 or 17 broom handles. And does not seem like a fun way to go.
No, that's horrible. That's about as bad as that one episode of 1,000 Ways to Die I saw, where this chick was having fun with a broom handle, and then, she was sitting on a washer. She was kind of short. She almost got caught, so she jumped off, and she skewered herself.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh my God! I just found one that was really interesting.
I feel vaguely scared now.
Albert Fish.
Albert Fish.
He was dubbed the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Gray Man, and the Boogeyman.
Huh.
He was tried and found guilty of raping, killing, and cannibalizing 3 children in the early 1900s. However, he claimed he had murdered over 100 children, even boasted that he had kids in every state. So,
details. Victims, 3 confirmed, 9 to 100 possible and claimed. Apprehended the 13th of March, 1934.
Mm-hmm. What I'm reading here, this is what's funny, is he was especially deranged, is the fact that he sent a letter to the mother of one of the victims, a 10-year-old Grace Bunn. The letter detailed how he had lured the little girl, strangled her, and then cut her into pieces to eat over the course of 9 days.
Okay, wait. Here's an unaltered version of the letter.
Oh, yay.
Can I read it off?
Okay. Yes, please.
And this is complete with his misspellings and grammatical errors.
Ooh, yay.
I'll probably be putting a disclaimer at the start of this particular video, by the way.
Yeah, I'm already aware this is probably not getting demonetized. I'm okay with this.
I'm looking at this
and monetized in the first place.
Okay, so my dear Mrs. Budd, in 1894, a friend of mine shipped as a deckhand on steamer Tacoma, Captain John Davis. They sailed from San Francisco to Hong Kong, China. On arriving there, he and 2 others went ashore and got drunk. When they returned, the boat was gone. At that time, there was a famine in China. Meat of any kind was from $1 to $3 a pound. So great was the suffering among the very poor that all children under 12 were sold to the butchers to be cut up and sold for food in order to keep others from starving. A boy or girl under 14 was not safe in the street. You could go into any shop and ask for steak, chops, or stew meat. Part of the naked body of a boy or girl would be brought out and just what you wanted cut from it. a boy or girl behind which is the sweetest part of the meat body, and sold to veal cutlet, brought the highest price. John stayed there so long he acquired a taste for human flesh. On his return to New York, he stole 2 boys, one 7, one 11, took them to his home, stripped them naked, tied them in a closet, then burned everything they had on. Several times every day and night he spanked them, tortured them to make their meat good and tender. Oh, dear God. Okay.
Mm.
First, he
Uh,
killed the 11-year-old boy because he had the fattest ass and, of course, the most meat on it. Every part of his body was cooked and eaten except head, bones, and guts. He was roasted in the oven, all of his ass, boiled, broiled, fried, stewed. The little boy came next, went the same way. At that time, I was living at 409 East 100th Street, rear right side. He told me so often how good human flesh was, I made up my mind to taste it. On Sunday, June 3rd, 1928, I called on you at 406 West 15th Street, brought you pot cheese, strawberries. We had lunch. Grace sat in my lap and kissed me. I made up my mind to eat her on the pretense of taking her to a party. You said yes, she could go. I took her to an empty house on Westchester I had already picked out. When we got there, I told her to remain outside. She picked wildflowers. I went upstairs, stripped off all my clothes. I knew if I did not, I would get her blood on them. When all was ready, I went down to the window and called her. Then I hid in the closet until she was in the room. When she saw me all naked, she began to cry and tried to run downstairs. I grabbed her and she said she would tell her mama. First, I stripped her naked. How she did kick, bite, and scratch. I choked her to death and cut her to small pieces so I could take my meat to my room, cook and eat it. How sweet and tender her little ass was, roasted in the oven. It took me 9 days to eat her entire body. I did not fuck her, though I could have, had I wished. She died a virgin.
Oh.
fucking
That,
shit.
and he sent that to her mother.
See, that's just sadist right there. Giving all those details.
Well, when you find out you're not a snack, you're a full course meal.
The police investigated the letter. The story concerning Captain Davis and the famine in Hong Kong could not be verified. The part of the letter containing the murder of Grace Budd, however, was found to be accurate in its description of kidnapping and subsequent events.
Hmm.
Wow.
Although it was impossible to confirm whether or not fish had actually eaten parts of Grace's body.
Wait, how can they not confirm?
I guess they just didn't know.
I guess, yeah, because back then it was kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the early 1900s, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That was dark.
that's
Okay.
incredibly dark. That does show though that you always have to be careful. Like, and I'm not saying, like outright
Oh, yeah.
nut grip. I'm saying keep watch, be vigilant. Don't be a dick about it, but be fair and firm.
If there's
Yeah.
some guy you just met, don't let him take your daughter to a party.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
being
Be
letter.
intelligent about it.
But like, this is just me probably observing from the letter. It sounds like Albert came to know Grace and her mother beforehand. So I feel like he knew her for a very long time, and then when he finally like tasted human flesh, she's like, well, now I gotta eat her daughter. Now she tastes good. Kind of like, I feel like, I know some murderers can feel remorse, but I know not many. But I feel like he was actually kind of torn about wanting to do that at first because he probably knew her. That's why it was kind of hard for him to decide, I think. But then when he finally did, he obviously had no remorse after he had done the deed.
You think it might come
Yeah.
back to that thing you were talking about earlier for when someone eats human meat that they
Yeah.
go a
It's
little crazy in the head? It's like maybe
it
whatever it
messes with your head.
is, like whatever's in it that and messes with the head. Assuming it's not a psychological thing, that's more of a medical thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That
the difference between a medical and a psychological, those are two completely different issues on what makes a person a person.
Yeah. But like what I'm asking though is that if it's a medical thing, is it something kind of along the lines of how cordyceps fungus works with ants? Hijacks the brain, makes them do things they normally wouldn't.
Here, I'm gonna open up an incognito tab to deal with this.
Oh, I'm fully embracing it. I'm not incognito at all.
Well, you're not even on your own computer, so
Exactly.
Tempest is gonna love you.
vaguely terrified now, but okay.
But yeah, so if it's a psychological thing, then it's just a psychological thing. You got the rush, and there you go.
Yeah. But
And you crave that rush
that's
again.
also another good question as far as that goes. When it comes to psychological, is it something that's always been there because of a lack of deficiency in the brain? Or is it something that's formed over time?
But if it's medical, then because like you said, is akin to mad cow. Is it a microorganism that we just kind of symbiosis with on the daily basis until it's ingested, then it gets into the brain where it shouldn't be, and then it starts trying to get its buddies in, so to speak.
Yeah.
By controlling your brain and making you want more.
Like this would actually be kind of a good example is like for like horror films. When horror films deal with like zombies, they have an station for flesh.
The most dangerous. Okay, apparently human flesh, if cooked, is relatively it's fine. It's no worse than any other flesh.
But eating it raw.
However, well, no, raw carries with it all the dangers of anything else. However, the brain can contain a fungus, I think it is. Let me look. It's called kuru.
Mm.
And it is a rare, incurable, and fatal neurodegenerative disorder. And it's caused by the transmission of abnormally folded proteins, prion proteins. Yeah, that's what causes it.
So again, it's just humanoid mad cow.
Yeah, essentially.
It's neurodegenerative disorders.
All right.
So then, say for example, horror films. Ones that specifically deal with like zombies and everything with the brain.
That could actually like be a basis for more zombie films.
Exactly. Literally that they think of it like, oh, it's just something in the air or something, but what if it's the brain itself and we're someone who's gone so cannibalistic that they just lose their mind to the point of no return?
And considering that most zombie films, the idea is typically you're bit, you'll change eventually.
Yeah, unless like with the Walking Dead series, you don't even have to be bit. You're already infested. It's just it's the brain or nothing. And that's what's funny. It's specifically the brain that has to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You can destroy any other part of the zombie and they'll still keep on walking. But if you shoot the brain, it stops.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it actually kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, because, the brain does connect to all the neurologens and everything and all the...
Yeah, and if it's a neurodegenerative disease that causes it, and once the brain is gone, that's
there's
it.
Nothing left.
Yeah.
Wait, then what about paraplegics then? Because people that become paraplegic that can't walk anymore, it's something that had to do with the neurologic degenerate.
Well, is it a hunk of missing, or is it a hunk of fucked up brain, or is it more just a communication line somewhere just got cut?
Fucked.
It kind of depends on what caused the I guess paraplegia.
Yeah. Like one of my friends, I'm happy for him. He finally got married, but for as long as I can remember, he's always been a paraplegic.
Yeah.
Ever since we were in elementary school, he either had to have canes on both of his arms to basically like walk hop, or he was in his wheelchair. For
Yeah.
as long as I can remember, he's always been in a wheelchair.
Mm.
So that makes me wonder, could it be something like that where it's just the deficiency, or just something's not firing right when it comes to those neurologens responding?
Yeah.
But now that we've talked a little bit about serial
Dark
killers
things.
and dark things, let's talk about more dark
Spooky
things,
Halloween.
spooky Halloween things such as horror
Yeah,
films.
Horror films aren't dark; they're just scary.
Yeah,
yeah. We're going to jump from one dark place to another, and I'd say it's more so horror media,
horror media per se.
because let's face it, video games are the new movies. They're just
Yeah.
interactive.
Yeah. I don't really watch movies, and I'm probably the youngest one here. So,
How old are you?
16 as of.
Christ, you are young.
I still have a deeper voice than John, aka Twisted.
Yeah.
I think he still has. Yep, he still has the John role on his server.
You still got it in the server?
Yep.
That's great.
Um.
Can he even
Yeah,
get
no.
rid of that?
I don't think he knows how.
Oh yeah, I do see. He does have John.
Yeah. I gave him that. He wasn't happy about it.
Oh no! And if you want context, go watch our episode 0? No, it was episode
No,
1.
episode 1 because I was there.
Yeah, because that was the first
Well,
time
you've
we
been
got
here
you
for
in.
every episode.
Except for episode 0.
Yeah, episode 0 was me, Drunkle Crow, and Twisted,
Oh,
because
okay.
we were working some stuff out.
And he hasn't been back since.
Pretty much.
All right.
Been on one
All
or
right. Now let's go ahead and start talking about some of our favorite movies or video games that have more of a horror-like aspect.
2. Okay. So I'll start one with it's an open world game, so it can be scary and it can easily not be scary.
Okay.
But it's Space Engineers.
Ooh.
And simply based on the fact that it's set in space, it can already be terrifying.
Yeah, because you don't know what's out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, because from what little I've seen of that game, your movement around in space itself, that's on a finite thruster supply, right?
Yes. If you don't have a
Oh.
ship that has solar panels and you
Oh.
can't get to a fuel source, you have a finite amount of time to live.
Oh, that's fun. I'm just reading over Space Engineers. It actually came out on my birthday in 2013.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
I've had it practically forever, and it's
when played intelligently, from what I understand, it's like Minecraft on steroids and crack.
In space.
yes,
in space.
Can't
with
forget.
planets. You
But-
can actually land on the planets. So
But if you fuck up, you don't plan things out right, and you just kind of fuck yourself,
you can die easily.
just drifting off in space.
Yep. And so it can. And this is a game that is near and dear to my heart. And I'm looking at my Steam record here, 3,287 hours in the
Oh
game.
my god.
Yes.
I need help.
Nah.
That's not an addiction.
You just need more time on your hands.
That's just fanaticism.
Those are amateur numbers. We need to bump those numbers up.
Yeah, you're right. Let me load it up right now.
No, not right now. We're in a podcast.
Not right now. You may kill the podcast.
Do your job.
My computer can't even run that game.
Well, my computer can't do anything because I still don't have internet.
You need a lot of beef to run Space Engineers.
Like, I have a really good... I have a gaming computer. I just don't have internet. I shelled out the money for that damn computer.
I have one of those like $200 pre-built Dell computers that you find in schools.
900.
And that's the computer that I would like to be using is my like pretty good it's a laptop, but it is really good and it can run Space Engineers.
Yeah, I need to get some better ramming for my
charging port broke on it.
For my laptop because my laptop is shitty.
So I need to take it into some shop and get the charging port repaired if possible.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm stuck on this thing, which is literally one of the computers you'll find in schools.
Oh wow.
One of those tiny ones with the lock and the handle to open the case.
Oof.
Oh man.
And a Surface.
Yeah.
Which is my school computer.
Yeah.
So my computer is kind of weird. Like when I got it, it was running things amazingly, and I have since upgraded it a few times here and there. But my lack of knowledge on the software side of things, I may have fucked up some stuff here and there because there's stuff that I feel it should be able to run that I just can't get it to.
What Windows version is it on?
That's a good question because I went and got the free version of Windows 10 Update because when I got it, it was Windows 7.
Oy.
And they were giving out that free Windows 10 for everything from, what was it, 7, Vista, and 8, I think?
Yeah.
Or Vista 7 and...
I am... Here, let me pop open settings to see what I'm running right now.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I got impatient. Instead of waiting for them to prompt, I got an email saying, you can go ahead and update it now. Just download the installer tool workspace thing. I don't remember what it was called. But basically, I created a USB operating system drive that I plug it into the computer. It installs the updated operating system. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just filling in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it still works today. As a matter of fact, that's what we're capturing this on.
I'm running Windows 10 Pro on both my devices, so... It's like, okay, so the pre-built like computer school ones, they aren't actually bad. 16 gigabytes of RAM, an i7, Windows 10 Pro. The only problem is they don't have a graphics card.
Yeah. They suck on the graphic card. They're just so behind on that.
Yeah. And so they're using the integrated graphics.
Well, I mean, they're not exactly being designed for that anyway.
Yeah, so for like school purposes, they're great.
Yeah.
But for literally
anything else is just...
Anything that gets graphically intensive, it just kind of shits itself.
Now, Odin?
Yes?
Would you like to list one of your favorite horror games or movies?
So, for me, it's something I actually got recently. Because what I prefer in horror isn't so much scary or even jump scares. It's more the stuff that leaves you feeling uneasy.
Yeah.
A lot of times it also comes with stuff where it's like mysteries as well alongside it.
Mm-hmm.
But
So you kind of like more of a mystery horror genre.
kind of. But again, like jump scares, they're overdone. But I was playing a game I had gotten. It was free that week on the Epic Store. No affiliation. I'm not advertising for you. It just happens to be coincidental. The game's called Canarium, and it's based off of H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh.
It's so far, everything I've played of it has been a walking simulator. You go around, solve puzzles, get the right key hunting kind of stuff. But basically, the story is that you're in, I want to say it was either Antarctica or the Northern Arctic Circle. I don't remember which. And you had found essentially Earlier, which is supposed to be the place where Cthulhu lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just exploring all this stuff and solving puzzles as it goes, but like the sound effects and the art stuff, the artwork and the story, it leaves you right there at intrigued, confused, and mildly disturbed.
Let's look at this game. Canarium. Huh.
And it doesn't help that
is. I'm just looking at some of the pictures of it, and it is.
Did you see the three-eyed man? The three-eyed
yes.
bust, rather.
Yeah.
That thing talks to you, by the way.
Oh, that's a no-no. Bad touch. Bad touch.
But yeah, it's like apparently the whole thing started off with some sort of sleep experiment going on at the same time as this archaeological dig into Earlier.
Okay, so this is that's I mean the sleep part, that's literally just Lovecraft.
Yeah.
There's which one was it? There was some book that he had where there's the city, the underground city, and all the dreamers or all the like artists and creative minds were having weird dreams. It was like practically driving them insane.
Yeah. That's actually part of the story with this.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they were trying to like get each other to do that. They had a machine that was running when you first wake up in the game.
You know, you would think they would know that it's not good to tempt the cosmic horror demon.
Yeah. I mean, even the elder things are a little odd. That
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second? The names of a lot of the stuff from Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want to talk about with Lovecraft?
Elder things.
Elder things?
They don't even have an actual classification. They're just things.
All right then.
And they look like winged sea cucumbers.
What? Winged
Yes.
sea cucumbers.
I am
okay.
With tentacles. Winged sea cucumbers with tentacles and starfish heads.
I didn't know we were in Japan.
Yeah, neither did I.
Lovecraft, the original tentacle hentai.
I've read enough PC Lovecraft to see where this is going.
Well, yeah, so that's kind of my thing right now. Is being just stuff that's really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
More so than actually scary.
All right. Well, I have two kind of different things. I have a favorite like genre per se when it comes to horror games, and then movie-wise, I have a favorite for those as well. When it comes to horror video games, I'm really close to home with the Silent Hill series because it's something I've always been associated with for a very long time. I like the suspense it has, the eerie feeling it gives you, the story of how it plans out, the twists and turns it has, the occasional jump scares, the monsters themselves, how detailed the artist goes into making them, all that kind of thing. It's just every time a new Silent Hill game comes out, I get it immediately. And I'm currently trying to collect every single one.
Yeah.
Because it's something about the supernatural aspect they do to it that I really enjoy. Then when it comes to horror movies per se, that genre for me kind of fluctuates. I like the occasional thriller where you're on the edge of your seat just waiting to see what happens, where it's going. And then I like ones that are just straight up, the killer's after you and you got to try and figure out how to live.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite horror movies that I've watched before has been The Descent. And essentially in The Descent, it's a couple of girls, they go on a hiking trip and they end up going into a cave system. They want to explore the cave and they get separated. Things start happening. Unbeknownst to them, there are monsters down there.
Oh.
And out of all the horror movies I've watched a lot because I'm weird.
You could tell.
Ha 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 ha. Go fall on an axe.
After some of those laughing fits earlier.
Yeah. Oh, there it is again. To everybody watching, if you hear that sound ever, run as fast as you can.
Especially if you're in a dark room with nothing but moonlight.
If you're in a dark room with nothing but moonlight, then
We're
just
not allowed
get
to
a
touch
flamethrower and
guests.
burn everything.
Oh, hush. Hush, my children. I'm not allowed to touch the Patreons.
I am safe behind my Patreon shield.
Only until I get enough money to find you.
You see, this is why I was booking that trip to the space. I am...
Ooh, speaking of space, one of my other favorite video games I really enjoyed was Dead Space.
Yeah,
the first one. I was not a big fan of the second one or the third, but I really enjoyed the horror aspect of the first one because it literally gave me chills when I was first playing it because I tried playing it when I was way too young to be playing it. Yeah. And I didn't even get through the first chapter. I was just like, nope.
Yeah, Dead Space was one of those that I was only able to really play it once a day, and that wasn't an allowance thing. That was really I could only play it once a day, and it had to be daylight.
Yeah. You could say Dead by Daylight.
Right,
that I like that kind of game though.
Yeah,
where you get Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th. Those are really good video games because you can play online with others, and one of you is a killer and one of the others are survivors.
So it's the asymmetrical thing going on. As a matter of fact, I don't know if it's still going on or not. There's a game that I used to play a lot back in the back when we were first starting this channel. It was just what we did on our off time.
Oh,
it was called Damned.
Oh, damn! I thought we were going to talk about Killing Floor 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like playing Dead Floor 2 with you guys because I get to be the blower upper.
Yes,
I am
our
a
demolitions expert. But in Damned, there was 3 kinds of monsters you can be, and one of them was just outright a Japanese yokai, just pure Emiko from Irma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that might be a little too vague a reference. The Ring.
Yeah. Don't worry, I knew what you were talking about.
I know, just for anyone watching. But yeah, I've been reading Irma on Webtoons. It's if the ring girl got into
If
a
she got
relationship
in a relationship and had a kid.
with an author of all things.
Yeah, an author of all things had a demon child with an author.
It's adorable.
That sounds horrifying.
Oh, it's like Peanuts level of adorable.
Horrifyingly delicious.
I am scared now.
You should be.
But anyway, back to that
That
other
did not
subject,
help.
though. Anyway, back to the other subject. There were 3 monsters you could play as, one of them being the ring lady. There's also one that was... Or actually, no, it was a 4th one they added. They added Weeping Angels.
Oh, wait, really? From like
Sort of.
Doctor Who, kind of?
Sort of. What it actually was is you are a angel statue, like you said, like Doctor Who. But you could actually leave after images of yourself. So little statues will pop up wherever you leave them at. And if one of the characters looks at them, it lets you know and tells you where the player characters are at.
Oh, kind of like the hag in Dead by Daylight.
I actually haven't played with a hag on that. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
like
I haven't
essentially
played
with the
with a hag.
hag, she can leave traps on the ground, and if you run over them, a copy of her will pop up, and she can teleport to it.
But with this, you weren't able to teleport to it. But say, for example, you leave some statues here and there, and someone looks at the statue, you're like, oh, they're over there. So then while they've gone elsewhere, you find that same statue and just kind of sit there. And then they think it's another statue, and it's actually you.
Oh.
It's fun.
But on the non-monster side of the game, it was all just a key hunter.
Oh.
You find the keys, try and open the doors. If the doors open, good, you can look in there too. If not, there you go.
Yeah.
But it was kind of the general idea throughout the era when that one was out. It even had one where the creature was invisible until it went hunting.
Huh.
Ooh.
So, like, you could roam around and hunt down your the characters while you're invisible, but you can't see any of the characters while you're invisible.
Oh.
But you can set traps that will ding and make scary noises, scare the fuck out of the player characters, and let you know that someone's... Yeah.
I like this.
Ooh.
As a matter of fact, there was a time where I was about to go through a doorway, and the one playing as the monster materialized in the doorway, facing the other direction. And I shit myself. I'm like, and slowly walked backwards.
Oh, yeah. Just hope they don't realize I'm here. I'm going to run away now. Goodbye. And
here.
never talk to you again.
Safe.
But yeah, that game was fun when you had the right people playing in the right positions. Because, well, one of my friends was kind of sadistic.
Me?
No, actually, this was Aiden. Actually, one of our
Oh, really?
long time ago. Yeah,
Wow.
and it didn't help that one of our other friends was kind of a horrible with horror. Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if that game still has like servers or anything up and running though, or if it was even server based to begin with. I haven't run it in so long. But that was a thing that would happen ever so often. Like it felt like it wasn't really popular, but then the format was getting real popular.
Mm-hmm.
but it was just kind of, I don't know, it felt like they were still working on it, but it just kind of died out.
Yeah, it was lacking something, but they couldn't figure it out before the popularity died out.
Or at least the attention to their title specifically died out.
Yeah, because look at Dead by Daylight. It's been out for quite a while now, and there are people streaming it almost all day long. That's still a very popular video game. Same with Friday the 13th. Those two are the most popular games right now for horror aspect when playing online that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, it's always been like having one person play as a creature, as the monster, and the controls always vary with that.
Each monster has its own different powers, stuff like that.
And then you'll have the player character, typically from what I've seen, being in first person, just kind of add to that.
I mean, you can click different settings and jump around and actually see yourself, or be in the person's, go from first to third person.
But anyway, is there anything else we feel like adding on this particular subject?
I don't think so. I think we've all kind of talked
I think
over.
we've all given our 2 cents. So
all right, so let's go ahead and move on to the differentiation between psychopath and sociopath, because that's apparently a big thing with horror movies, I'm guessing.
Like,
or just general
with horror movies, video games, and like
real life.
In real life, like
too.
How are you supposed to know what kind of person someone is? Because yeah, you can get to know them as much as you can, but what if they're hiding something from you?
Well, I do want to open this up with a thing I watched. It was a TED Talk about the psychopath test.
Oh yeah,
and basically, what had spurred all of this was that he wanted to talk about how psychology, how exact a science it was, or the exact opposite, if possible. And so they went to see a guy in a mental institution where he was there because he pled insanity to get out of a prison sentence. And he was the most sane one there.
Yeah.
But because of that, they actually labeled him as a psychopath and kept him there indefinitely.
Huh. That is...
And like another good example when it comes to like the difference between those two kind of things and how you can tell someone is like going back to the murderers we talked about when I said Ted Bundy had really good charm.
Yeah.
One of the traits of a psychopath is a superficial charm. Being able to manipulate people, manipulative things, taking that risk, and just having no emotion whatsoever.
Yeah.
They lack guilt, remorse, empathy, any kind of emotional detachment.
Yeah.
And that's where like a lot of the serial killers on the list that we were looking at earlier fall underneath the psychopath trait.
Yeah.
Not many fall under socio.
Yeah, psychopaths, based on what I'm reading, are much more violent. Or no, wait. No, psychopaths. Yeah, sociopaths are violent. Which, yeah, cluster...
They're physically aggressive.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the sociopath things, and apparently I'm not eligible to be considered a sociopath.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, because
I am above 15 and I have never violated... Actually, wait, no, I technically have violated the law. But it's not repeated, so...
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
Also,
can
usually being a sociopath, you have an antisocial personality disorder.
Yeah. What was that, Odin?
Could one of y'all bring up the any kind of like test for the psycho and sociopath?
I
Yeah,
can try to
let's
find it.
psychopath test. God damn it.
And bear in mind that we're not licensed
Professionals
physicians or
at all?
professionals.
We're
Or
just kind of
generally
looking
knowing
into
what we're doing?
This is purely just us with speculation
Alright.
and
it, wanting to know the difference.
Here's the Psych Central psychopathy test, so I'm gonna take it.
Well, you can take the psycho. I'll take the socio.
Alright.
and I'm doing neither out of fear of messing up the video.
Yeah, we need one dum dum.
Yeah, true.
Let's just let's just take it aloud, see what we can come up with.
Okay, so let's do the psychopathy test then.
Alright.
I just put my age in, so 16. And then I'm 16-year-old. Oh, I am a 16-year-old. And I put male because I'm a male. So, alright. Most would describe me as charming and nonchalant. I can turn my charm on and off like a faucet. Not me at all. I'm the exact opposite of charming.
Yeah.
I am.
So, I do what I want when I want, the moment the impulse strikes me, regardless of what others want. Nope, I actually have a thing called impulse control.
Same. I have
If
impulse
something
control.
if something goes wrong or turns out badly, it's not my fault. That's not a personality trait.
Yeah, that's just being naturally defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I do my best to avoid doing that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if anything, it's more along the lines of, for me, trying to figure out what went wrong.
Yeah. I've gotten into legal or criminal trouble as an adult, not just a speeding or parking ticket. So something major. No, because I am not legally an adult. So
And in my
Ah.
case, it'd be a no, because, well, most of it has just speeding tickets.
What about you, terrifying laugh?
Hmm?
Miss Terrifying. What about you, Miss Terrifying laugh?
Oh, me? What are you
Yes.
asking?
Have you gotten into legal trouble or criminal trouble as an adult, not just speeding or parking?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Not yet.
Well, and there it is. Okay. Oh God. I am easily the best at what I do, bar none. Nobody could ever take my place. Nope. I'm definitely the worst at what I do.
That screams narcissism right there.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, I do whatever I feel like doing and I don't care what others think, even if it's legal. Isn't that just I do what I want when the moment the impulse strikes me?
Essentially,
The
but
same question.
taking legal into account.
Yeah. Every person for themselves. I don't feel pointed to feeling sorry for others or having desire to help others. Still not me.
Yeah, actually, I'm the exact opposite on that as well. Because, well, fuck, if I'm not helping others, what the fuck am I going to do? I just sit and play games and be about it.
Yeah. Like, I may
Yeah.
seem crazy all the time, but I actually do care about people.
Oh my God.
I know, shocking. I have feelings.
Wait, what? This is illegal.
It's not just my medication.
That
Okay,
tick, however, tick.
I've gotten into legal or criminal trouble when I was a teenager. And it's again not just a speeding or parking ticket. So that excludes the one bit of legal trouble I've gotten in. So no.
I was a good boy.
I don't believe you. Now the one bit of trouble I've gotten in is the signs on on a train Amtrak thing were very confusing, and so I didn't realize I needed to tap in, tap out on that because most places with that card it was just tap in,
Yeah.
and so technically I didn't pay for my ride back, and they have parking or ticket checkers.
Hmm.
And they don't have any ticket booths, or they don't have any place to tap your card on the actual train.
Yeah, so you
So,
don't think about it.
yeah. So that's the one bit of legal trouble I've gotten in, criminal.
Okay.
But that's essentially a parking ticket, speeding parking.
Essentially, something that's not
Maybe.
detrimental.
Detrimental.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can't
have
believe
no
I'm almost 23
problem-
and I can't talk.
And I'm 16 and I can talk better than you. So
Fuck you.
I'm
nope, that is
27.
illegal. That is illegal, and
FBI, open up.
knock, knock, knock. It's the FBI.
Boom, boom, boom. FBI, open up.
I have no problem or concern in lying in order to get what I want. Somewhat. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Live in the moment. Nope, because it's live in the moment is what I say. The future will take care of itself, and learning from your past is pointless. That's dumb and will get you killed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of half right, but that other half about not learning from the past, that's what can get you really fucked up.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you got to be able to adapt.
I never feel remorse or shame or guilt about what I've said or done. Nope, that's not me. I feel remorse, shame, and guilt for what I've done. Plenty. I don't see the point in taking responsibilities of any kind. They just weigh you down. Again, BS. Okay. So, score my psychopathy test quiz.
What did you
And
get?
I scored a 1. So I have,
1.
yep.
So
Apparently
you
I
got 1
fail at
point to
being,
psychopath.
apparently I fail at everything, including being a psychopath.
Alrighty. And did you happen to find a sociopath one?
I'm trying to find one that doesn't sound so much like a psychopath test.
I mean, because at their core, the only real difference that they have between the two is whether you can control it or not, isn't it?
No.
Or not so much that. One's a lack of empathy, one's a lack of...
Psychopathy is like...
Because here's the thing, you could be a high-functioning sociopath.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a good one.
It says on here, psychopathy can be thought of as a more severe form of sociopathy. Sociopathy. How would you say that? I don't know.
Yeah.
With more symptoms.
Yeah, with more symptoms, therefore all psychopaths
are sociopaths, but not all sociopaths are necessarily psychopaths.
Oh, you're on the same one. You're on healthyplace.com?
Yep.
All right.
Here, I'll find another page so that...
Yeah, I think I found a socio test. It's on PsychCom.
All right.
So...
fuck it. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Do you repeatedly lie to or trick others for your own gain or pleasure?
Not really.
I'm not creative enough to.
Not really. Only every now and again will I really, honest to God, think of an excuse to like lie to someone to do something better.
Yeah.
Do you act impulsively or fail to plan ahead?
I mean, yes, but I think that's just because I'm human.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I would say I do act impulsively is I lost my father at a very young age when I was a freshman in high school. And so I've learned not to plan anything anymore because the likelihood of it falling through is more likely than it actually happening.
Yeah.
Literally, the most planning I've done has been my wedding. That is the most honest to God serious planning. Everything else I just act on.
I follow the philosophy of Stoicism. So literally the first thing I do in the morning is plan out everything that could possibly go wrong that I can
And
think
think
of
of
during the day,
backups.
and think of backups and plan what I'm going to do throughout the day.
Yeah.
So I'm literally the complete opposite.
Yeah. Are you constantly irresponsible and frequently failing to fulfill work or financial obligations?
Yes.
I would hope not. I work at non-disclosure Red Circle place.
Yeah, no, I'm at school, so
I kind of
never
can't. I
constantly.
kind of can't fail at my job, or I'll get fired and I won't get paid.
Yes,
There,
that'd be a
like,
bit of an issue.
honest to God, there are days I give 0 fucks, but I still work.
Damn. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
Have you ever struggled to follow the law or engaged in criminal behavior?
Sounds like you.
In video games.
Yes.
Video games don't cause violence. Sitting in the corner while playing Animal Crossing. Just trying to pay my loan back to a raccoon. Leave me alone. Do you find yourself unable to empathize with others dealing with difficult situations?
No, not really. I can.
Not for me, not so much the empathizing part as it is finding the words to show that I do empathize.
Like,
Yeah.
this is how I kind of look at it, is I care if it's someone I know.
Yeah.
If it's a complete stranger, I don't know what the fuck's going on with your life. I don't know what's made you so sad or whatever. How am I supposed to know if you don't tell me?
Yeah.
But it's like, say it's someone I work with and they come to me with a problem. Like they just lost somebody or lost a pet.
I have this problem right now because my girlfriend, her uncle, died just a couple days ago.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm
And
sorry.
so trying to help with that is, yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
losing a loved one is the hardest thing that can ever happen to someone.
Yeah.
Me speaking from firsthand, it really shakes your core.
Yeah, my grandmother and my aunt, who are like the two extra family members who I've been the closest to.
Mm-hmm.
One died of cancer and the other one died of um, septic shock.
Oh,
Jeez.
So that's yeah. This went really dark.
Yes,
yeah.
it
Let's go back to the sociopath test.
If you hurt someone else's feelings, do you lack remorse or guilt?
I think we've covered that pretty well.
Yeah, it depends on the context for me. Did they piss me off first or no?
Yeah.
Well, are you an irritable and aggressive person? Are you frequently violent and hostile?
Not violent. Not really hostile.
Like,
No.
like this is where this question is unfair to me. I'm not an aggressive person. I'm a very passive person on the outside.
Ah.
On the inside, if I'm mad, I will play it out in my head on how I want it to go. But I'm too passive to actually do it.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably a good thing. Generally causing each other people great amounts of harm is not considered good.
Yeah, but no, like as far as being aggressive for like when someone ticks you off, I never
Yeah.
can really tell them off or stand up for myself.
Ah.
But I can in my head.
Yeah. Guess I can understand that.
Yeah. Do you engage in unnecessary risk-taking or dangerous behavior with no regard for the safety of self or others?
No,
I
not
mean,
typically.
only when behind the wheel and after I've learned the road. Um, I enjoy driving fast. It's just fun. And granted, I have the intelligence to know not to do it on main roads.
God.
Back roads are fun.
Yeah.
Watch out for those roads or the speeds enforced by helicopter.
Like, that's a good example is like some of the people, like when driving, for example, I can be on the highway going 75 and the speed is 70, and there are people behind me wanting me to go up to 80 or 85, and I'm like, no!
Oh, I'll be
You want to
here
die?
on ease, just a standard state highway.
Do you wish
And
to explode?
Like, speed limit between here and work and back is 55 for the bulk of it. I go
Yeah.
60 because, well, cops generally around here give you about a 5-mile-an-hour leeway.
Yeah.
I've got people passing me on single cross lane traffic, like both direction single lane traffic, going 80, and I'm like, the fuck.
Yeah, that's a bit
All right. Now, do you consider yourself superior than the other people in your life and those you encounter?
Not the other people in my direct life, but then most of the people in my school, yes, because most of them are idiots.
I feel like that's just kind of a stage for that one. Because, well, I was surprised that my graduating class had the number that was graduating. I thought they'd all either be dead or in prison.
Hey, I was surprised no one died my senior year.
Yeah, no, we have the kinds of kids that actually try and jump out the window. Not an exaggeration. He had 1 foot out the window before the teacher pulled him back.
Yeah, that's the thing with like my high school and everything. At least one person would die or commit suicide at least every year, so we would have a special memory of them in the book.
No, we ain't got no problems with our school system. No, it's just natural
No
selection.
issues.
It's them
Yeah.
video games.
It's the video games. Of course, how could I forget it was the video games?
All right.
Games all along.
And finally, the final question. Do you use charm or wit to manipulate others for your own benefit?
Not intentionally? I don't know if that's...
Not intentionally, probably is the best answer there.
Yay, I don't have antisocial personality disorder. Yay!
I don't think that's what we were trying to figure out.
Yes, it is, technically, because if you have antisocial personality disorder, you're a sociopath.
Yeah.
My answers indicate that I have little or no indication.
That
So
means
I might be a little bit, but who
aren't
knows?
killing people.
But apparently
Apparently
they've got entire classes for spotting sociopaths and psychopaths.
Yeah, and of course, these are just tests online that we can find easily that anyone can take, and someone probably just made up half of the questions.
Yeah.
If you want to actually, honest to God, get tested, ask
Go
your
see
doctor.
an actual doctor.
Go to your doctor and ask for the tests.
Therapist, doctor. Granted, there isn't any surefire test as far as I know. For any of these.
There's always going to be gray area and stuff.
It's all just they're seeing what the general
consensus is.
Yeah, what's common amongst all of them.
But anyway, now that we've done that, that was entertaining.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and lump the next two together because I feel they can kind of go together. The lack of blood in films and how unrealistic they are, and special effects makeup.
Yee.
So, Hunter Girl, what do you want to go into with that?
Well, essentially, with that is I'm probably out of all of us the person that watches the most horror films because I don't know what it is, but I think it's the calming realization that it's not me, but it's someone else I get to watch. But I feel like the film industry, when it comes to those kind of things, they're trying to go for the big bank money to make it ooh and all kinds of exciting for the viewer and just like enjoy it, but it's not realistic.
Yeah.
So you're saying they're going for the shock value, but it still looks like crap.
Yeah, they're going for the shock value, but they're not going for the medical value.
Yeah.
Like, again, one of my favorite special effect artists that I watch on YouTube, Glam and Gore, I really enjoy her style because she goes for some of the over-the-top makeup-wise when it comes to special effects, but she doesn't go overboard with the blood or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of her
It's
friends is actually a doctor, and they looked over some horror films, and they looked over on how real medical it was or how not medical it was. Come to find out, most of them were very not medical. For example, the movie Saw.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there are some movies where I get just the over the top blood and gore, because it's fun for the movie.
Yeah,
It fits the movie. But then the ones that are trying to portray like an actual, like a medically accurate getting stabbed,
they give it way too much blood.
you're
Or
not gonna
lack of
have.
or lack of.
You get someone stabbed in, say, the gut. They are not going to have like all the blood in their body come shooting out.
Yeah, they're
of
most
that.
likely going to live unless it was a vital organ.
It's going to be like just a little trickle of blood, and yeah.
It's not going to be like unless you hit. I want to say, is it the
Like,
is there like isn't
you
there
hit an
one
artery-
artery that'll actually just kind of spurt?
Any artery.
Yeah, usually.
Arteries can spurt up to 15 feet, if I remember correct.
What's the one on your throat called?
Carotid.
Carotid. Yeah.
Yeah, you like rip that one, you're gonna spray everywhere. It's not like a
It's up to
pouring
15
out like
feet,
a
if I
fountain.
remember
It's a
correctly.
spray.
Well, it's not a spray even. It's a spurt.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna
you're
go
right.
with your
Yeah, it is a
heartbeat.
spurt.
And then the worst thing about getting an artery cut is arteries will keep expanding to keep enough blood going to your brain. So they will not stop expanding. And there are actually drugs that can force your arteries to expand, and they can force them to expand so much they break.
Oh, wow.
So there are actually drugs that can kill you by making your arteries expand until they break.
Yeah. But like when it comes to horror films that actually do kind of stay accurate with the medical, I do enjoy those. Because I get a sense of that this isn't just over the top Hollywood. They did their research. They're actually trying to be medical with it.
Yeah.
But then when I'm in the mood for one where it's over the top Hollywood, I'm craving more.
All the blood
There's not
and gore.
enough.
There's no such thing as enough blood and gore.
Exactly. Like
Really?
you can look at the most gruesome scene in a movie, but it just doesn't feel the most gruesome.
Yeah.
It feels like there's more,
Like there should be more.
but they're not letting it happen.
Hmm.
They're holding back on purpose.
Yeah.
I think one movie that I enjoyed was Sleepy Hollow by Tim Burton.
Anything Tim Burton for me.
There was a scene where, of course, it's Johnny. Who else would it be? But Johnny is doing a autopsy on a dead woman who was pregnant. And when you're a corpse, the blood should be stagnated at this point. It shouldn't be spurting out.
Yeah.
But
Be
in
mostly
Sleepy Hollow, it was. There was blood going everywhere, and I'm like, she's been dead for days. The blood should be congealed. It shouldn't be doing any of this. It should be a black ooze at this point. It should have a horrific smell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, of course, being back then, Sleepy Hollow was kind of a older Tim Burton movie, and he looks like he got carried away with the spray gun full of blood and just drenched Johnny in it. It's like they took a super soaker and filled it with blood and just sprayed it at him.
Yeah.
The only other time that has made a reappearance was in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Now, that one, when it came to Benjamin Barker and everything, they actually kind of went for more of a medical aspect when it came to the blood on the neck. For one of the characters, it was spurting. It wasn't spraying, it was spurting.
Yeah. And like if you ever slit their throat and didn't quite hit the artery itself, it just kind of rolled out like a.
You're just gonna have essentially like a dribble of blood coming down their throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a curtain, really, like just a slow drain curtain.
Yeah, exactly. All right. But yeah, that's enough on that topic anyway.
Yeah, because we are kind of getting on in our podcast here, trying to actually cut down on our time, especially after last week.
Yeah.
How long was that?
It was like 2 hours.
I managed to cut it down a little bit.
Somehow.
It got up there, but final video, I believe, came out an hour and a half.
Hour and 30 minutes, yeah.
But so let's go ahead and skip on down to your own stories.
Yes.
And kind of play out with that so we can go ahead and get into our Inktober art feature.
We have more solo.
Yay!
Oh, we got a little everybody on this one,
Yeah.
not just solo.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I think we have some of I think there's some of what's his name.
I was going to say, as far as spooky stories, should I read you the beginning of my story that I'm writing, or should I read one of my poems?
Let's go for how long are the poems?
Oh, the poem's like next to nothing long.
Let's go with a couple poems and just go with a synopsis for the story you're writing.
All right. Well, falling down the stairs. I scream out loud, but no one's there. Blood dripping down my arm. Are you here to cause me harm? No matter where I go, you're always there, watching, waiting, feeding your ego as you go on in life. All you do is cause me strife. You take life in your every wake as you sit and wait. The crunching sounds you make on bones, till finally it snaps. Crunch, crunch, crack, crack, tip and tap. Hehehehe.
Well then.
All right, Yuri. That's that's some Doki Doki level right there is what that is.
Yeah. You know, actually that reminds me, I need to get back to actually like finishing Doki Doki.
Wait, you still haven't finished it?
Nope.
How?
Procrastination.
That's fair.
Procrastinators unite.
Although
All right. Now
the game that I have played,
my story.
the game that I have played and finished is I Love You, Colonel Sanders. A finger like in good dating sim.
Already? You finished
yeah.
already?
I finished it the day it came out in school.
Oh my god. Now,
In
before-
class, I was playing it, and
We can talk about this after the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's stay on topic.
yeah.
All right. Now for a little bit of the synopsis of what my story is. The title is called Death's Door. And essentially what it's like the stereotypical spooky story you would tell around a campfire and everything. Like, it was a dark and stormy night. That's what you would expect me to say, right?
Yeah.
That this is all just a silly story. Well, sorry to burst your little bubble. This one's true. How do you
Oh.
ask? It's true because I was there. It's essentially the scary story told from the eyes of the actual killer.
Huh.
And how he preps the house knowing there's going to be a rival soon.
Damn.
Yeah. Horror from the scary man side.
And I'm still debating if I want the murderer to be female or male. What's funny is I literally started writing it the other day at work before I clocked in. I was just sitting at the lunch table in the back room, and I was listening to music on Pandora, and it just kind of inspired me, and I just started writing.
Nice. Music is like what always inspires any of my writing.
Same. As a matter of fact, if I ever write anything for this channel, and if you go to I believe it's Clowns and Poor Decisions.
Oh, yeah.
That was written while listening to various tracks of actually who we used for the music there, Miyuji.
All right. Now, let's see.
So, time for Inktober. I just flashed my desktop there. Oops.
Oh, whoa. No flashing.
Yeah, I'm
Keep your
still
shirt on.
underage.
Again, the FBI meme is going to have to come back up because of this.
Yeah.
Stop!
Halt! You have violated the law.
Come on, man. You don't know what you're doing.
All right, so this one is the first one I've actually seen with color from Solos.
Yeah, so I know a bit of the story behind this.
I want to see.
One of Solo's friends.
Look at your screen.
I am looking at my screen.
Okay, tree. Click on the tree.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
But so one of Solo's friends colored this for him.
Oh. Notice me, senpai.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so like I do like that design though.
It
Like
kind of I like it, but like the top and the leg area makes me think it's wearing a schoolgirl uniform.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Why did you do this?
I'm sorry.
Go to the timeout box.
No.
now it has
Yes.
been seen. It can no longer be unseen.
Go on top of the fridge.
I can't
But
read.
that's where the cats go.
Well, she gets to sleep with the cats, so.
Like I don't already sleep with plenty of pussy?
Woo!
Still underage.
I have a pet cat. God, you perv.
I know. I have 3 of them, so.
Oh, more than Odin.
Ha. Hear that, Odin? I win.
Scones.
Scones.
I have a cat. Anyway, so there's that. Here is another one from Soloviv.
Pretty.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's literally just an ATA or AATAT with more DACA. So what's not to like about it? Also, if you look at the legs,
Is that?
he spikes, knives.
Oh, okay. I thought we were looking at the awoos.
Anti-rope measures.
Oh, yeah, so that when they wrap around, it'll cut the rope instantly.
Or is that just to look badass?
Probably a little bit of both.
Probably a bit of both.
But yeah, no, the anti-rope would actually make sense that the spikes would cut the rope instantly.
Yeah.
So
Just the moment they tried to pull it tight.
Yeah. What's the faces on here? Is that like joints that I just am not recognizing, or
They're awoos. Get it right.
Where?
like
Awoo.
at the
Oh,
at the
I
ankles?
think that's just a bit of detailing.
Right, but is that joints I'm not knowing of, or is that like
Um.
Their faces.
some sort of kind of
Oh, halt!
thing?
Cease and desist.
What?
What?
What? Oh God.
With
Discord
the
went off for
faces.
some reason.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going off. They're trying to tell us to hurry up.
Okay. We are.
I refuse.
You refuse?
I refuse to hurry up.
Mm.
Oh wait, no, that's just an atlas saying they're on the way.
Yeah, there was that too. But yeah, so that's gotcha. Next up is this one here. Snek, if you can actually get on the Discord, I'm trying not to flash that if I can help it. This was
Flash what?
just my Discord in general.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
trying to remember the name of the person who drew this one. This
Ooh.
was
I do believe that was Vamp,
yeah.
the
I
vampire.
like that. That's
She's a
great.
lolly, by the way. Don't listen to what she says.
I like
But
it
yeah,
more.
but yeah, that is a ring she designed.
I like it.
Here, I'm scrolling up to check. Yeah, it was October 2019. Le Vamp Muffin Neko-chan.
I like that. It's really pretty.
It is.
Okay, even her name screams lolly.
According to her, she's a muffin, not a lolly. So.
Even more delectable.
Muffin lollies.
Oh.
Wait a minute. What? How did?
Well, oh, one was close up, one was farther away.
Okay, I don't know how I got two of them.
All right.
And that one.
Oh God! Why? Why?
Because Inktober. I thought I grabbed the car.
Yeah, that looks like a zombie coming out of the water.
That looks just evil.
This one is from Lucifer.
Me though. Mondays be like. They give me such a Monday morning feeling.
There was one more I wanted to feature, and I guess I didn't actually grab it.
That's okay. We can always feature it next time.
Still from Lucifer. I just got to scroll up a little bit. Right here. And then.
You know, always in post, just throw it on screen.
Yeah, but then y'all won't be able to see it. What the fuck?
This is why I say throw it on the screen.
Okay, all right. Basically, it looks like a design of a car he had done. Yeah.
It's a car. We are human. We know what cars look like.
Yeah.
They go vroom vroom, and then the occasional crash like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I liked the design, and honestly, that's some damn good art.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we got some really good submissions this month. Or this week. Whatever.
You say submissions, but actually, this was purely just I jumped in the Inktober chat and said, "Hey, you're getting featured."
No one had a choice in this one. I am so glad I didn't put any of my drawings in the Inktober chat.
Yeah. Oh.
But anyway.
Oh.
Hmm?
Okay. I'm just looking at what Ren did on Twisted Fictions.
Gotcha. All right, so that'll conclude our podcast for the week.
Yeah.
We went to some dark places today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say, who knows? Maybe if you enjoy this, I might come back with some more info.
I
You a secondary scary.
feel vaguely scared.
Oh, hush hush.
But I mean, if it's kept on Saturday, then we have another 2 weekends.
Woohoo!
Yeah. But it's dark here now. I must go.
Later.
All right.
And as always, shameless plugging. Always check out our descriptions. We'll give you there are links and whatnots down there.
Send them money. Give them money so that I can stay here. No, send money. I need help. They won't let me leave. They've got me locked up. They're forcing me to do this. Send help, please.
For every dollar you send, the closer I get to Snake.
Oh, please, God, no.
That'd be a lot of money.
Suddenly the flooding of money comes in so I can go get Snek.
I mean, you'd be on the other side of the continent, so that'd be a lot of money.
Well, you heard him, kids. Open up your wallets.
Oh, God, why? Terrifying.
Yeah, ending it with a spoop.
Yay.
Oh, don't sound so enthused.
Why?
Oh, God.
Later, everybody.
I have my sword ready.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty.